Hello and welcome to this tutorial on arithmetic sequences. Okay, this follows on from sort of basic sequence work, which you may have seen before. You may have found even a general term, an nth term for some sequences before. Let's talk about what makes an arithmetic sequence. So an arithmetic sequence, this first one here is an arithmetic sequence. It increases plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. That is an arithmetic sequence. This second one is also an arithmetic sequence. Plus 10, plus 10, plus 10. And it could be going down the same amount. It would still be an arithmetic sequence. This last one, where the rule is to multiply by 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that is not an arithmetic sequence. That is what we call a geometric sequence. And we won't be covering that today. We'll be covering arithmetic sequences. So these first two. So what makes an arithmetic sequence? Well, this is crucial to know. It is a sequence that has a common difference. So if I labelled the terms in this sequence, let's look at this first one. Let's call this sequence U. If I call this term here U1, then U2, U3, U4, if I label those as the terms of my sequence, then I need to know that U2 minus U1 is the same as U3 minus U2. What am I saying there? I'm saying that this minus this, which is 4, has to be the same as 13 minus 9, which is also 4. Okay? And the same as U4 minus U3, etc., etc. So it's got a common difference. Whenever we subtract pairs of numbers, we get the same outcome. What are we going to cover here? So, sometimes arithmetic sequences is called arithmetic progression. If you see that, it's the same thing, don't panic. So, we're going to use this to find the first term sometimes, and the common difference of an AP, and to use the nth term of an AP. That's probably the sort of big, most important part of this. If you understand that, everything else is kind of just substitution, can be pretty straightforward. So, general term formula. We're going to bring in the letter D to represent the difference. Okay? The difference. The common difference in our sequence. So, we know that U2, the second term in my sequence, is equal to the first term in the sequence plus D. So I take the first term, I add the common difference. We know that U3 is the first term plus 2 lots of the difference. Let's have a look at that on that previous slide. We're saying that this is equal to U1 plus 2 times the difference. So 13, that U3, is equal to 5 plus 2 times 4. Well, that definitely is true. 5 plus 8 is 13. We can carry that on throughout the whole sequence and work out that the fourth term is equal to the first term plus 3 lots of the difference, etc., etc. Now, if we know that, we can generalize a little bit, and we can say that for any term in the sequence, we can work it out by taking the first term in the sequence, adding this part, 1 less than the term we're on, multiplied by the difference. So when we're on the fourth term, we take the first term, and then this n minus 1, well, if we're on the fourth term, that's going to be 3, multiplied by the difference. This is the general term for any arithmetic sequence. It looks a little bit confusing, but actually, when we break it down, what we're saying is, for an arithmetic sequence with a first term U1 and a common difference D, the general term or nth term is UN equals U1 plus n minus 1 in brackets multiplied by the difference. Now, all of those parts come together to make some fairly simple maths, really. So let's do an example. trying to clarify this a little bit more. So find a formula for the general term un for this sequence. Well, we know here that the difference, we're going 3 plus 3 plus 3. So we know that we've got d equals 3. Let's write down that formula so we know that un is equal to u1 plus n minus 1 times d. Well, we also know that u1, the first term in the sequence, is 5. So let's substitute that stuff in here, and we can say that un equals u1, which is 5, plus n minus 1 times by the difference, times by 3. Let's just tidy that up a bit. So we know that un is equal to n minus 1 times 3 is going to be 3n minus 3. So we're going to have 5 plus 3n minus 3. And tidy it up a little bit more. Un equals 3n plus 2. And if you've done some nth term before, you might spot that what we have there is the sequence 3n plus 2. So that is using this formula to find the nth term. And it's very useful because we can work backwards, forwards. If we've got parts of a sequence, we can use this formula. So that is one to learn. Let's have a look at another question. So find a formula for the general term. We did that and we found that un was 3n plus 2. Show that this sequence is arithmetic. Well, to show it's arithmetic, I can say u2, the second term minus the first term, is 3. Then I can do the same for the next part. u3 minus u2 is also 3, etc. Once you've shown that consecutive terms in the sequence have the common difference, we've shown it's arithmetic. So they have a common difference. And therefore it is arithmetic. Excuse my writing in the corner there. Part B, write down the common difference. Well, we've said that was 3, so you would just answer 3 for that one. The 10th term, well, this is where we want to probably use our general term, which was 3n plus 2. So for the 10th term, all I need to do is say the 10th term is equal to 3 lots of 10 plus 2. So the 10th term is equal to 32. And you do the same for the 25th term. Instead of substituting in 10, I would substitute in the number 25. So u25 is equal to 3 times 25 plus 2. And so the 25th term is equal to 77, I believe. So that's some of the basics. Get started with that, and then you'll start to be able to work backwards and do some even more complicated stuff, and then move into something called series. But yeah, thanks for watching.